Welcome to another Anomic video. Today I'll be going over all of the guns and where I think they rank on a tier list. These guns are going to be based off of price and effectiveness for that price. First off, we have the auto revolver, I think. Yeah, it's the auto revolver. It's not terrible, I'll give it that. It has really decent damage output, but only 6 shots when the AK has about as much damage output, but with a higher effectiveness in other areas like mag capacity and mid-range fighting. It's not even close. I'm going to put it in C tier to be nice, because there's other guns on this tier list that go in D tier, most definitely. The AK, S tier, no doubt, S tier. The AK is the Anomic gun. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the AK, but I can't help but to admire the AK's effectiveness in general combat. It's good in short to mid range, it's good in car chases if you're a passenger, it's good in pretty much everything. It's not CQB, and even then, it still has some effectiveness when you're raiding. The AUG, it's just an AK with a higher price point and just slightly improved stats. I've seen some diehard AUG users as well as the other AK reskins, but I never really got the hype for it. A lot of the time, gunsmiths will only carry AKs in bulk, which means you'll get them for cheaper than they're usually worth. You'll get them for like 3-4k, whereas the AUG and the other AK reskins will be going for a higher price because the gunsmith will not be they will not have them in bulk unless you specifically request a bulk order. And now, one of my personal favorites, the bullpup shotgun. I'm gonna slap this baby an S, and I'll say right now why. It's good for car busting, it's good for close quarters. Most of the time you should have a secondary anyway, but it's really effective in almost every close range situation, and it would be the best car busting weapon if the automatic shotgun that was just added, the combat shotgun, the Spaz, wasn't just added. Next, we have the P90. The P90 is okay. There's not really much I can say about it other than it's an SMG. It's an SMG, D tier. It has okay damage, okay fire rate, pretty good mag capacity, but other than that, there's nothing where it really excels compared to the guns that are in ANS tier. All of these guns have something special that makes them stick out. Carbine, it's just another AK reskin. Most of the pistols will be going in D tier for the sake of this, because when's the last time you've seen a pistol main? I'm serious, when's the last time you've seen someone who isn't a complete new player walk around with a pistol and pop off with like a 5k? Combat shotgun. The combat shotgun is the de facto car busting weapon. However, in order for it to be good at car busting, you need to have 3 of them because of the slow reload speed. The other shotgun, the bullpup shotgun, is better over time, but if you get 3 of these, you can shred pretty much any car that's not a Humvee, like instantly. It's very useful in like faction wars. It's great, honestly, but it's not my cup of tea. I'm going to put it in A tier, simply because I don't like carrying around 3 of the same gun, especially when they're 4.4k. That's way too much of an investment for me to be squandering. That's 12k on a single kit, not including armor or my primary. The Groza. Okay, the Groza is a very slept-on weapon. It's only 3100, and almost nearly performs as well as the AK, and for the price point, can nearly outperform it. The only thing that it has against it is its dumbass fucking firing noise, which I really hate. The FAL. Hold on, Okay, there we go. Next, we have the Micro Uzi. The Micro Uzi is definitely an S tier weapon. For 1200, you get a weapon that nearly performs just as well as the AK in the areas the AK performs well in, but it has something else going for it. It can be equipped while you're riding in a car. Without that, it would probably be an A tier, but it does have that, so it's S tier. The MP5. The MP5K is, okay, it's an SMG. Just use the Micro Uzi. Don't really have much else to say. So the MP, I don't even know why I put the MP on this tier list. It's more of a trading item, but its stats are okay. It's a nice all-rounded SMG, but for the price of 80k, it's not that great. Definitely a C tier weapon, but if this was a trading tier list, it would be a lot higher. The Battle Rifle. The Battle Rifle is another AK reskin. It's cheaper, so it's got that going for it, but if you want to buy one of these, you're a new player, just buy an AK. It's most likely going to be cheaper unless they are scanning you. But the AK reskins tier, unless you're a diehard fan of what each of these weapons provides, the AK doesn't, then just go with the AK. Unless you have a reason for not going with the AK, then go with the AK. The Deagle. The 2-tap potential on this weapon, and the long-range effectiveness of it, as well as the fact of using cars to snipe drivers, makes me want to blow everywhere. If you are the getaway driver, you've already used this weapon more times than you can remember. An S-tier weapon for sure. It was the sniper before the SKS was added. The Revolver. Ooh, the Revolver. I don't really have much to say about the Revolver, other than it's just kind of shit. It's worse than the Auto Revolver, so it's going in D tier. Okay, so I forgot what this weapon's called. I know it's not the FAL, but I was a big fan of this. I'll put the name of the weapon on screen now if I haven't already. I was a personal fan of this. I was a big fan. I used it more than the AK, probably because it was it was like a grand cheaper. So if I was in a fight, I could just buy one if I didn't have an AK, and it was really good. But if you're gonna do that, you might as well just stock up on AKs before the fight, or get somebody in your faction to sell you an AK. The Riot Shotgun. Just never use this shit. Along with the regular shotgun, they're just completely useless. They're outclassed in terms of effectiveness and nearly price. 3,000 for a Riot Shotgun is kind of insane. Especially when the bullpup is so cheap. There's no reason to be using this shit at all. You too. The Double Barrel. The Double Barrel is really slept on. Let me tell you why. So, generally, the Double Barrel is bad because it only has 2 shots, and it has a wide spread. However, if you are in a car chase, it can be equipped while you're driving, which, if you're solo, or the getaway driver, is really important to note, because if you aim your shots right, you'll have all of the pellets go into the enemy car, and you can whittle away at that shit while they're driving better than an automatic rifle can, for a really low price. It gets 2,050, which makes it really effective. If you want to debate that, then you're probably a toddler, and if you have a good point to bring up, just send it in the comments, and I will make fun of you. The Service Rifle. Dude, I hate this fucking weapon so much. It sounds like shit to fire, feels like shit to use, but objectively, with the stats, it's not that bad. For 3,300, you could be getting quite a few better things, but also quite a few worse things. It's not on tier with the Combat Shotgun, but it is B tier. The Scorpion. I know a few diehard Scorpion fans, and they swear it's better than the Micro Uzi, but it's not. It just sounds cooler to fire. But it is just a more expensive Micro Uzi, and if you're going to be spending 1,700 on this, you might as well spend the money for a P90. Definitely goes in C tier next to the Flower Revolver. The SKS. I've never seen anyone using this. It's fairly new, and it didn't really get any usefulness on launch, because Anomic is a mid to close range game. If you're sniping people, you're doing something wrong, and because there's no scope on this, it's not, like, viable for long range fighting. And I do think it is a good thing that Anomic is close to mid-range. I am not one of those people that loves getting sniped from halfway across the map during a shooter game, but Anomic isn't the type of game where this gun excels. However, if you utilize its high damage at close range, you can get some pretty nasty picks. A tier. Just use the Deagle, but if you want to use the SKS because you know you can aim, it is a beast. What the fuck even is this weapon? I think it's that one that's exclusive to the SWAT. Well, it's shit. It goes in tier with the other shit weapon that it's a reskin of. Snubnose. Snubnose, because it's only 700, it is very good for if you're on a new account and something to defend yourself with, or if you're just getting into the game. The Snubnose is a really good starter option. For only $700, you get some of the best, like, mid-range DPS in the game, as well as fairly good, like, mag capacity. Now hold on, I'm gonna hear you say, but there's only 6 shots in it. How can it have good mag capacity? It has a fast reload. Not an incredibly fast reload, but if you're playing at mid-range with this weapon like you should be, then it should be no problem. You should be hiding behind cover while you're reloading. And in the time that you're doing that, they're probably mag dumping your car, and by the time you're done, they're probably out of ammo. I've had that exact scenario play out quite a few times when I'm using this weapon. I used to be a big fan of this when I was just getting into the game. It has its niche, but it goes in AK because, A tier, not AK tier. AK tier is S tier. It goes in A tier because if you're into the game enough to be watching a tier list, then just buy a Micro Uzi. But I gotta tell you, the noise the gun makes when it fires is heavenly. If you hit 3 shots in a row on somebody's head and they die, my brother, you have just experienced one of the best feelings life has to offer. If you want to chase that high again, you're gonna need to try some crack cocaine. I don't even know what this weapon is. I haven't even seen it in game before. I've seen it in the shop menu, but no one's ever requested it from me. Looking at the stats, it is a strong A tier, but if anyone has anything to dispute with me about that, then go for it. It looks like the second best SMG in game. But yeah, if you have a correction relating to that, please hit me up. I've never used it, never seen it used. It's just not what you see a lot. Alright, we're at the end here. The UMP 45. The UMP is a strong... just kidding, it's a C tier. Most of the SMGs in this game suck total ass, and Bonfire really needs to do a better job of balancing them. Please just lower the fire rate on assault rifles and buff the fire rate on SMGs. I'm telling you that would make them a lot more effective and fun to use. Okay, so this is the final tier list. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. If I got anything wrong, please let me know, and I will see you guys next time.